All right, 5-9 gamers, welcome back to the Dragon Ball Legends podcast. Today we have episode 43. The minions are taking over. And before we start, as always, Twitch Prime is not a crime. And we have a link tree, so type link tree in the chat to find out where we are located on YouTube, Twitter, all the other good stuff, you know, OnlyFans, TikTok. Patreon, Twitter, LinkedIn, you name it. We have everything. Brad shows.
Even TikTok.
Even TikTok, exactly. Thank you, Azdeek.
We don't actually have OnlyFans. We don't actually have that. He said we have everything to a serious point. We don't actually have OnlyFans.
Oh,
so.
That's,
unfortunately,
that's sad.
Not yet.
I wanted to see those. I wanted to see those toe pics, Brad. We'll have to wait for that. But yes, so today, obviously, we are going to talk about Captain Ginyu's Zenkai. We're going to discuss the Happy Bags and the Guaranteed LF banner, whether or not it's worth it and who should summon on them. We're going to talk about the free-to-play gods, the Apul squad. We have a raid going on with the Hoi Poi coins returning. And a topic that Swift actually suggested is, let's talk about the state of the meta post-anniversary. And yes, speaking of which, today I am joined by the one, the only Bradical.
What up? Long time no being on here. It's not entirely true, but I was on here, but I wasn't actually on here.
Ooh, sneaky. We have our free-to-play legend. We have Azdeek.
Yo, what's going on, guys?
We have our God Key main who finally got his red at the anniversary, Swift.
Yo, what's up, guys?
And we have our nocturnal friend, xNoctis. What's up?
What's up, guys? Nocturnal, huh?
Exactly.
Gotcha, man.
Catch him adrift, huh? So yeah, with that said, we got Captain Ginyu Zenkai on Wednesday, and I was so excited. I mean, I even made a discussion video, which I never do usually, and I was so happy that we actually got Captain Ginyu Zenkai for the Extreme Ginyu, because that means at one point we are going to get the entire Ginyu Force Zenkai. I mean, that's what I'm hoping is the foreshadowing. Because, I mean, as it is right now, Ginyu is not really the savior of that team. Even Goresh showcased him on the Frieza Force. Like, I did a Ginyu Force showcase, and it did okay. But, you know, it could be better. I love that what they have done with his main ability is that he actually restores 50 ki now. He's still locking himself in, though, and he's not getting any more buffs than that. So I think that could have been a little bit more, but he has those juicy Zenkai stats. However, I would have preferred if it wasn't Extreme and Purple. I would have preferred if, like, even if it's 5 or 10% less, if it was Extreme and Ginyu Force. Just because everything in his kit is kind of, you know, balanced around being on the Ginyu Force, being on Frieza Force, so you can play him also with a Pool, for example, which he buffs as well. But honestly, could have been more Ginyu Force focused for me, because that Extreme team is kind of what I want to see rise to the top one more time. Azdeek, have you Zenkai'd him and tried him out yet?
Yes, and I absolutely love him. I've been using him on a purple whatever other minion setup. I use him alongside the Apul, basically, and I see some insane damage coming out of this guy. You know, even with the green card, I think that's probably like one of my favorite things about him. He kind of has like a green card similar to Super Saiyan 4 Goku's, the purple one, where he increases his card draw speed. I don't know if it stacks, but he does increase his. Oh, it does stack. So that's pretty juicy, right? Like, imagine if this. So he has the Zenkai right now. Imagine if the green Ginyu got a Zenkai in the future, and running them both together, like, I feel like that'd be absolutely insane. But yeah, for the most part, I do like this guy a lot. I think his ultimate skill is absolutely insane. It hits so damn hard, right? And then on top of that, you're getting the lock and stuff like that. I even find myself in situations too where sometimes I'll go against a unit that I definitely want to go ahead and kill with the rush. So I'll just lock him in if I'm already in a combo against them, and I'll just go ahead and just chuck the awakened arts away and just go for the rush, and that'll put me at a really, really good spot. I feel like there's a lot of stuff that you can do with him. Although I do agree, I honestly would like to have seen some more just Ginyu focused stuff, but I feel like they made it this way. That way he can be, you know, interchangeable on both the Frieza Force and on the Ginyu Force.
Fair enough. What about the other guys? What do you think about him?
The rest of the Apul squad?
No, I mean, like, everyone else on the podcast. What do you think of? What do you think?
I
of
didn't
Ginyu?
I didn't even know he got a Zenkai until I was in a voice call with Goresh, and he was like, "Yeah, what about Zenkai Ginyu?" And I was like, "Who?"
Yeah, who?
Bruh.
What?
I'm happy to see it. I mean, kind of like Palmzor said, I do, remember the days that the Ginyu Force was just running rampant in PvP. And, this is the first step. I doubt that they're going to Zenkai them all at once. They're going to do them probably one by one. So, this is the first step to an entire Ginyu Force Zenkai, like the EX Ginyu Force Zenkai. And I'm excited for it. I think it'd be cool. I remember back when they were, like I said, just running rampant in PvP. They were so good. So if the entire team gets a Zenkai, they're probably going to be making a return in the meta. That's for sure.
Definitely.
I'm kind of hoping that they make Guldo broken, just because he almost never got any use.
Yeah,
and
that's true.
He has this Omega Feint. I mean, you need to be careful on who to use it on because a bunch of units are just immune to it, but make him even more broken because, I mean, he's the king of debuffs, right? And then he just puts ailment, I don't know, up the butt. I mean, he gets poison, he gets bleed, he gets paralyzed, all the good stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But he just has no stats.
The stats don't match.
I think also
Imagine.
also his main ability is literally only drawing that awakened card. I think he gets no buffs, he gets nothing.
Yeah, imagine he gets like the extreme versions, like Rosé, the LF Rosé, like extreme bleed, extreme poison, extreme something like that.
Dude, that would be crazy. Extreme paralysis lasts for like the entire
no.
match.
Oh, my God,
No,
please no.
No, give it to Hercule.
Now, what do you guys think about these two unique abilities that he gained? I mean, the fourth unique, he restores health by 10% 3 times. He has like a damage cut, like a 20% damage cut every time he enters the battlefield. He gets like a 10% damage inflicted every time he uses a strike or blast. Do you guys think that these uniques were like enough to build this character up to where he needs to be like right now in the current meta, or do you think they could have, maybe done a little bit more with these abilities? What do you guys think?
Honestly, I feel like they're not bad. I definitely don't think I never go into these like EX units, these free to play EX units, there's Zenkai units or not, to actually be like meta breaking, especially given the meta that we're currently in, right? But for what it's worth, for them being free to play, for them being like EX units overall, like I feel like this is pretty good. Like I said, I've used this Ginyu to a good amount of success, right? Like I don't just get absolutely farmed with this Ginyu right here. But at the same time, there are situations where I go against like some insane like Zenkai units and stuff like that where I will just get absolutely just dookied on. But overall, like I really like this guy a lot. Like I definitely do see him doing a lot of good damage in a lot of different situations and stuff. He has a lot of like utility, right? He has a lot of utility. I think the uniques could have been a little bit better in terms of like I don't know. There's a lot of stuff that can obviously be better, but I think for what it's worth, like he has like the tanking a little bit. You got some team hills and stuff like that, so you're going to see some survivability coming out from him.
Yeah, for sure. And I think his first 2 uniques are pretty strong as long as you're running him on the proper team. Kind of like you guys said, he's so focused on Ginyu Force. He does have like some Frieza Force abilities built into his kit, but I'd say most of it's for Ginyu Force. And I mean, as long as he's on the right team, he's going to be doing good. But yeah, I don't know. The last two uniques he got are definitely not bad. I'm always a fan of restoring health. 20% damage cut isn't like the biggest number, but at the same time, you go to look at his 14-star Zenkai 7 stats, and they're really not that bad for a support unit. Like, you got to remember, at the end of the day, this is a support type. Support units usually have lower stats than other type units. So when you look at his stats, I mean, he's got some decent stats, so I'm sure he performs pretty well in battle in certain situations, I guess.
Yeah, and the one thing I read at first was the third unique, which is like it's one sentence, right? So first of all, you see he has like 257k strike attack and 256k blast, so he's super balanced. Which you can also see he's holding like a strike and a blast card, so he can dish it out either way. And then his third unique, he basically gets 10% to damage inflicted every time he uses a strike or blast card for 10 counts. And if you use the green card before, he also has 30% to key recovery if all 3 battle members are Frieza Force. You can get a good combo going, especially since if you are playing it on the Ginyu Force, his strike and blast darts are also 5 key cheaper. So I think that's pretty good. And yeah, healing is definitely something that he needed. I mean, Raccoon heals everybody, but I feel like that's helping as well. You just gotta kind of make sure that you manage it well and you don't die before you can switch out and back in.
Yeah, for sure. What if they gave this guy like to where it was just a regular 10-second lock in and they took away locking himself in? That would have been crazy.
That would have been insane.
Yeah. We would have a
just
fat boost situation.
weird.
I'm glad they did it.
Ginyu
But I was just saying,
gimmick
like,
though,
what
right?
if they did? That'd be crazy.
Actually, we would have a Gokua situation, which is a unit that was released a few weeks ago. So I don't see it as that crazy, but seeing that he also has this Awakened Arts and, he restores Ki by 50, I think it's cool that it's a double-edged sword because you need to also, work out when you want to use it so you don't put yourself in a bad spot. So potentially
Yeah,
you don't
for
want to
sure.
use it when, you're in a combo, but you don't have Vanish, for example. And then you Rising Rush the unit, but then your Ginyu might just die after. Unless you're fine with that because you have full type advantage over the rest, something like this. So it's kind of, need to work out the whole context and what's going to happen next, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And there's definitely ways you can use that lock into your advantage. Like, you swap him in against a green unit and just quickly lock him in and you got type advantage for 10 counts.
Yeah, like Fat Boo.
Stuff like that. I can definitely see this character being pretty viable. But at the end of the day, it really just depends on his team. And like I said, this is the first step, man. I definitely want to see like a full EX Ginyu Zenkai. I would love that.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I usually used him when I wanted to kill Gohan. Father Son Kamehameha Gohan, just rush him out of there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that probably comes in handy, especially going up against the hybrid team where they have revival and endurance. Locking that FSK in while you can is very, very important because then you don't have to deal with the revival or endurance.
And then he guesses your rush and you're back at square one.
You love it. Absolutely love to see it.
Exactly. Noctis, did you actually Zenkai him or do you not care about him? You don't, right?
I need to save energy, and I only do the daily stage, to be honest, because I don't really care.
You'll
I'm
get him
straight
at one point, but then you'll probably not soul boost him, huh?
up. Yup. Exactly.
That's what I thought.
And I never saw him one time. I only see hybrids, so fun time.
I mean, yeah, we'll get into that a little bit later, I guess. But yeah, the next thing that we also released on Wednesday, which at least took me by surprise, was the Happy Bags Summer Edition, I guess, and the Guaranteed LF banner. Brad, what do you make of that? Who should summon? Is it worth it? Did you summon?
I mean, it's definitely good. Yeah, I did the 1K. I was like, I don't really want to buy anything right now. So I did the 1K on it. I got 3 LFs, so that's pretty cool, I guess.
Damn.
2 of them were Super Saiyan 3 Goku, and I was like, well, all right, he's already 9 stars, but that's cool. I guess I'll take it. I mean, you should definitely do the 1K. No doubt about that. Honestly, I haven't even looked at the other steps, to be 100% frank with you. Let me see. I have Legends open right now.
Yeah,
It's probably worth it. These kind of things that are guaranteed stuff like that, it's more than likely it's worth it. I do wish the LS were a little bit, I don't know. I don't
More
wanna say
recent?
better, but yeah. Like Broly and Gogeta are dope, but like UI Goku, get him out of here. Like he's been on enough now. Like I know he's featured everywhere. Majin Vegeta is good still, but get him out of here. Like Vegito Blue, he came out a year ago. Like there's stuff like that. Frieza, Piccolo. Yeah, I mean Piccolo makes sense because he has a Zenkai. Vegeta, get him out of here. He's too long on here. Like Goku, Vegito, Goten, and Gohan. I don't know. They know what they're doing. They could just do better. Put on like Future Gohan again. Those ones are fine. Kid Buu, those featured are not a big deal. They were just with Rose.
Yeah.
So I get why they didn't do that. But that was a bait banner.
But
Like,
Future
this isn't a
Gohan
bait
was as
banner.
well,
Like,
right?
This is like
he's still
no.
he's
What I'm
still
saying
there.
though, they were on that weren't they on Rose's comeback banner or whatever?
Kid Buu and
Oh, the Ultimate Pickup?
Broly was there as well.
It was Broly, Kid
Okay,
Buu,
okay.
and Rose.
Yeah, they were the feature ones.
Okay, that was the one that came back on that one, and then Gohan was featured on Gohan's banner, right? The purple Gohan. The yellow one was on the purple Gohan's banner.
Right.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
so was FSK.
So
and
I
he's
get why
still
they
there.
didn't do that, but again, those were banners that like they don't have that guaranteed LF. Heck, I'd actually prefer even if they smack every LF on here, so I have a chance to at least get them.
Even with lower
I
rates,
prefer
huh?
that. Yeah, you want me to summon? Like I'm down. Put that on that way. Well, we already got Gohan and everything. It can't get much worse than that.
Yeah.
Like Gohan, Red Gohan is on every banner that's ever existed. especially every LF banner. Like that, I get it. He's really good. I know why. It's just.
And then you also have those rarities such as Purple Future Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, Red Future Super Saiyan Blue Goku, Red Cell. They haven't been on a banner in a long time, so I'm really happy they're coming back. Sarcasm.
Thank God they're coming back. I know, man. Like, my Red Goku's only 13 stars, and my Vegeta's only 14 stars.
Oh, you need more.
So
You need
thank God they're
28.
coming
Get your
back.
stars up, bro. What are you doing?
Like, and then my Cell's only like 11 stars, so I'm glad he's back as well. I use him a lot nowadays. You know, he's my most used unit. No, it's just annoying when it's so easy. I don't know. You want to put up a banner that's like, this is clearly a good deal, because it still is. Even if it's like we're all whining and griping about it, it's still a good deal. But you want to put up this banner and then be like, we'll put some of the featured units that are good, then you get the rest that have been here for 2 years, and it's like, sweet. I guess I'm down.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, actually, I think they've only been a year, but it feels like they've been out for like 2 years on the Cell, Goku, and Vegeta. They came out right after the last anniversary, right?
Yeah.
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 So yes, it's probably a good deal. You're getting a guaranteed LF. You know, the 1K for sure is a good deal. But beyond that, I mean, you make your own discretion about it. You know what I mean?
And
like,
I mean, we're getting 2K pretty much from the raid if you farm enough Hoi Poi coins as well. So, you know, it's like almost,
which is good.
almost
Yeah,
free.
good.
You know, in that way, you can say, okay, the raid basically gives you an LF.
Yeah, 100%. And that's perfectly cool. I mean, the raid's not exactly fun with all DCs this time, but at least there's validation for it. So
unless you actually have the LF Frieza, then most of the times it works. But yeah.
Yeah, because you can kill them so fast where they can even DC on you. Like,
yeah, I actually, well, we get to that later as well. But yeah, I read some stuff on Twitter as well. It was like, oops, okay. Didn't feel that. But yeah, I also, I got the bags as well. And I got super lucky. Like, I pulled 2 LFs in every multi. Unfortunately, I got like Namekoku 2 or 3 times, so it was already 14 stars. So the guild will be happy. But I also got Ella Frieza, who I could still use. I got like a Gogeta. I think for me, Gogeta Blue is probably the best unit on that banner. Personally.
Yeah.
Yep.
I agree.
Easily.
And
100%.
And I mean, even, you know, if you're not a whale, definitely, like if you ever consider, you know, like spending anything, I think that's probably the best thing to do if you're not a whale, because that means you'll most likely not have all the units 14 stars. So you know, like get a ton of sparkings, you know, get a ton of stars. You still get your LFs. If you're lucky, like Brad, you get 3 LFs, for example, in one multi, and you know, just start them up. You can maybe finish one out that's a little bit older, or you get like this like 3rd team buff for Vegito Blue at 6 stars, for example, you know, or he buffs like, I don't know if it was Future or Fusions or something.
Hey, that's what happened to me. That's who I got.
There you go. I knew.
Yeah.
if they want to make it bait, I want them to go all in and like actually bait me and be like, look, you could use this ticket. So say you get a ticket for that, something on that 1K, it gives you, so you say it's trash multi, like there's no LFs guaranteed on that. It gives you a ticket and you get to pick one of the LFs that's featured. You want to really bait me? Then bait me to buy that 1K. As opposed,
that would be cool.
3 years in now, like that'd be way better. You do that summon, it's guaranteed heroes or some crap like that, whatever, and then they give you a ticket, and you do that. If you really want to bait me, but you know,
Maybe you don't.
Yeah.
Azdeek, from a free-to-play perspective, what do you think of this?
I completely 100% agree with Brad's statement. Just that 1K, 100%. We'll throw the 1K every single day because, you know, we do get we get 1K pretty easily. Like how you just said, we basically can get it off of the raid. You can get it off of a PvP season, off of a tournament of a power season. I don't think 1K CC is a whole lot. So I think just getting that 1K, that's all I did. I didn't even look at the happy bags. Obviously, that's really not my forte right there. I didn't look at none of that other stuff. I didn't even look at the other steps because I think that you can keep going back on the banner, right? I just did that 1000 CC, got 2 LFs. I got Piccolo. Ooh. I got him to 3 stars. You know, we're working our way up. And then I got Vegito Blue to 6 stars. Finally got him to 6 stars, and I was happy with that. I was actually really
that's a good buff.
hype about that.
Very good.
Yeah, take your W. Yeah.
Yep, and I'm out.
Yeah.
Done. Never looking at the banner again. I'm out.
Yeah, you can also only go back 3 more times, like 3 more multis with those tickets. And it's also like the steps are a little bit, let's say, it's conniving. I don't know how to put it. Basically, because if you buy I think you get like 1 8, and 21 tickets. So if you buy the 2 small bags, you're still 1 ticket short of a multi, which guarantees the LF.
Wait,
Yeah, don't
Legends
you have to
being
buy the
sneaky,
two-
bro?
You have to buy the
No,
2
they're never
expensive
that
bags,
way.
don't you?
Like if you get
They're never
You have to buy
the
all 3.
if you get all 3, you get 30. If you get the most expensive one, you still get 21, which means you have a full multi and then like an extra sparking. But if you get like the 2 cheapest ones, you only get 9, which leaves
That's
you
kind of
Wow.
lame.
it leaves you 1 short of the multi that you want, and only the multi guarantees
that-
the LF. So it's like
That's so jacked. Like that's it's come on, man. Like just throw the bone on this one. Like we have plenty of LFs now. You're not breaking the bank nowadays doing this. Like come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Well,
know
it's
what
like-
they're doing.
More money, more problems. This is why I stay
I don't know.
poor.
As somebody who bought the last 2, I think we've had 2 happy bags before this, right?
yeah, for New Year's
Yeah.
each. Yeah.
Yeah, I bought both of those, and I mean, I'll tell you right now, way back, those did horrible. I remember summoning with Ray Uden,
Oh
and
yeah.
we were both like, "Are we gonna get 1 LF in this?" Like, they were stupid. So like nowadays, if you've never bought the previous ones, yeah, this could be a good investment for you. If you have a new-ish account, like within a year, and you really are enjoying playing, it's a good investment. But if you have a relatively stacked account and you're like I'm just chasing 1 Gogeta Blue, then no, I would not say buy the happy bags.
Noctis.
Like,
Yeah.
just skip. Like, it's not worth chasing 1 unit out of it. Like, if you got everybody else like 6 stars or 7 stars, take your W, do the 1K. You didn't get him. Okay, it happens. He'll pop up for you eventually. Because when you chase him, you're gonna chase him till you have no money in your wallet, and then you're gonna pull 6 of them. Like,
And then then there are also guaranteed alternatives like the Legends Limited Z Power from the Step Up, like the Limit Break banners or from Hoi
oh,
Play or
100%.
whatever.
Those
So,
are way better.
you know,
Those
you're
are way
chasing
better,
you're
yeah.
chasing 1 copy, get the guaranteed version, save up to 3K, have them in the bank. Whenever that banner comes back, you're good.
True.
Do you get some?
also,
don't you
like,
get some?
okay.
Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
No, you're fine. You're good.
Oh, I was just saying, don't you get some form of Isn't there some type of like guaranteed LFZ power with the happy bags, or am
Yes.
I don't know because I
Yes.
didn't buy them.
Well,
I'm not
they're
sure.
basically, if you buy all 3 of them, you get those summer cards, and they're like super chrono crystals. So if you
Okay.
you get 3 of them in total, and 3 of them give you 1 LFZ power, or you can buy like I think 1,000 energy. You can buy a total of like 1,700 Z power for like sparking or extreme, something like this. Depend. It's exactly the same as super chrono crystals, just different skin on it.
So there's some value there. I do agree with Brad. Like if you're ever, I think it was Brad that said this, is if you're ever gonna like actually spend money on the game, something like this is like gonna be worth it probably. The main reason I didn't get it is because I actually did get the last time the Super CC came around, I actually did pick that up. So I just don't want to cash in again. So I'm kind of skipping these happy bags right now. But overall, I think it's really good value.
So the one thing that you also have to keep in mind though is you also get a ton of resources, right? Because I don't know if someone of you can pull it up that still has that sale, but you get like I think a total of 1,000 energy and like 600 skip tickets or something as well. If you get all 3, you get those
Yeah,
soul,
take a look
soul
real fast.
exchange
Let me
coins
see.
as well. Like a bunch of stuff on top of getting those guaranteed LFs. On top of getting this like super chrono crystal, if you get all 3, obviously it's not cheap, so it's at your discretion.
The funny thing is, when
Oh, you actually
my
get a little
game
bit of
says,
CC too. Wow.
It says failed to receive product. So I was just kidding. I
I
can't bring it.
have it open.
All right, go ahead, Noctis.
So the most expensive one, right? It gives you like 2 of these summer cards. aka you need 3 to get the LF stuff, right?
Yeah.
Just saying. You get 21 tickets, 700 energy, 50 soul exchange medals, 300 skips, 7 gold belts, and 200 CC.
I need them bells.
Yep.
Go get him, Tiger.
So the middle package, right? You get the other summer card, so you have 3 then. aka you need to buy both to get the guaranteed LF juicer or the unit that's featured on the banner, right? All of those are featured on the banner up to GB. And you get 7 tickets, 300 energy, 20 soul exchange medals, 200 skips, 5 gold belts, and 100 CC. So the cheapest package
Dude,
gives
yeah.
you 2 tickets, 100 energy, 10 soul exchange medals, 100 skips, and 3 gold belts. And
Oh, this
it.
is one of the few times I would say it's not worth buying the $7.99 pack. Like genuinely, this is one of the few times I'd say even free to play is like it's not worth
Well,
it.
I think
Yeah, it's
Those
really
game-
bad. Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah, it's like terrible. It's
The
like,
only-
dude, normally I'll be like $7.99. Let's go. Like when I did my taxes, it was like 80.
I know, right?
$7.99 purchases because I buy every single one ever. But
the
No,
thing
it
is,
sucks,
the thing
like-
is, the only value for that is that it, if you're getting the other two, is it pushes you to the last guaranteed LF, right? Because otherwise you'll have 28 tickets, which means 2 multis which guarantee an LF,
well, that's different.
and then you have the
Yeah,
8
that's
tickets,
different.
that are singles. So that's the
You already
only.
dropped $80, bro. Like you're fine dropping the $8. But
Yeah.
if you're free to play, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
and you're like, oh, buy the set. If it had 500 CC in it, I'd be like, okay, it's worth it. Even in 500 or something like that with the 2 tickets, I could at least validate it. But no, and then 100 CC on $24. Get out of here! Like, no, that's terrible.
That's also so weird. Like, why do they throw at 200cc and 100cc? Like, are you kidding me?
To make it worth it, of course.
And
I just bought for the CC.
The fun. Also, the fun fact is, normally you can't buy anything that contains CC if you have 20k, right? On those packages, though, those 3 happy packs are the first time there's an exception. You can actually buy them when you are above 20k.
Oh wow, really?
The first
Whoa,
time
you could
ever.
have 20,300, bro. That's
Let's
Exactly,
go.
man.
Sick.
They actually allow you to buy them.
But I think that's maybe because they're not like the main thing. I don't know. I'm guessing.
They
they
never
just
cared.
made the
They
exception.
never cared.
Yeah.
When there was CC in there, they never cared. You have to be below 20k.
It's so weird how they value LFs. Like I understand that LFs are like the prize in this game, right? Until ultras get their own thing. But it's so weird that they'll sometimes be like, here, just do this raid and we'll give you an LF. Like just do this raid a bunch, you get an LF. And this one they're like this, yeah, spend $130 and you'll get an LF. Like it's like Jesus Christ, like there's no
That's fair.
equivalence here.
No equivalent
That's so
They'll
exchange.
give us 2 back
That's
to
so
back
true.
LF Z power for like hoi pois and stuff.
Yeah.
And then this one, they're like, yeah, I mean, good luck with it. Hopefully, you get the one you want. It just makes no sense. Like,
That's fair.
And what is that price jump, man? Why is the most expensive one like that freaking expensive? Like, why?
it always is. It was the last 2 years too.
yeah.
Yeah, but-
How much
but
is the middle
why,
one?
man?
25.
24.
Yeah, around $25. For us, it's like 27 euro.
I am in the US store,
Yeah,
so I'm good.
$23.99 USD.
Glad I'm in the US store. But the thing is that I think it might, like, I'm not trying to defend it, but I'm assuming it's because you get almost 3 times the amount of tickets and you get like a ton more resources. So I guess 3 times 25 is 75. So they're like, yeah, let's round it up to an even 80.99 because it's even.
Yeah, but still,
Yeah,
like Brad
I
said,
mean-
they give you LFs like around every corner now, and we know ultras will be soundable
Yeah,
like
like-
around I don't know the next few months, right? So who knows?
They
and
give us what,
push out
3?
LF,
3 or 2 free
yeah.
ones, basically. Like, we had 2
Yeah,
free
we got
ones.
the
and we had
LFZ
summon on
power on the
banner,
raid.
right?
Yeah, and then the
Yeah.
LFZ power banner came back twice, and that's only 3,000 CC. So when I compare like $130 to 3,000 CC,
Yeah,
it's
it's
like
like-
it's a big
And
difference.
you got that
So,
for
yeah.
doing the raids. You basically got 3 LFZ powers just for doing the raids and using your hoi pois, which gave you a bunch of other free stuff. And then this one, they're like, here, you can have 300 CC. It's $130. It's like, what?
Yeah.
I don't know. bro.
Exactly, man.
No, I completely agree with you, man. It's definitely weird. Now, when you compare the happy bags to the super CC, which do you think is better value? I'm assuming probably the happy bags,
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
super
Super CC
CC, all
kinda
you really
sucks,
get
like-
is yeah.
No resources.
I
There's
mean,
pros
there you
and
can get
cons.
shafted, right? You can get shafted with CC, but you can get super lucky.
That's true.
It really, yeah, it depends.
But with the Super
Depends
CC
what you get.
themselves, I mean, when you get those, yeah, you get the CC, but you don't get the guaranteed energy. Some people actually
Yep.
want to go for the energy or the skip tickets rather than, the extra CC.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I get
definitely.
in a game like this. I run out all the time still. Like, these people who have 9,999 energy, it's like, you don't play the game then. Like, I don't know what else to tell you. Like,
Or I think Goresh
'Cause I run out.
gets a daily pack.
weekly. Well, when he buys, like, he, like, refreshes his CC to increase it up there, obviously, right? But these people who are, like, free to play and, like, they'll be like, I have 9,600 energy. And it's like, then you're clearly not getting the units. I don't know what to tell you. Like, because I run out with 1 unit.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, they're capping, bro. There's no way. I have like almost like under 1,000 energy like every single time someone comes out.
It do
I'm
be
always
like
around
that.
like 1,100. And then I go down to like 400. And I'm like, all right, I got to stop. I guess he's 7
You're,
stars now. Like,
you're just not allowed to farm them day one. You gotta do the dailies and do the last bit on the last day. That's how you save your energy,
Yeah.
basically.
Oh yeah, that's the best way to do it. But when you're like a creator, it's like,
Yeah, I do that game
then
once.
it's impossible.
let me get this unit to 10 stars, I guess. Like,
You got it, right? It's the unwritten
have to.
content creator law.
It is.
So speaking of that, Azdeek, tomorrow is going to be the day where they unlock the final fight, I guess, in the pool event, where you can actually farm all of them to like however many stars you want. How do you like the pool Force so far?
Dude, I'm glad you asked me, Palm, because I know you're hype about the Ginyu Force, about Ginyu getting his Zenkai. But for me, this, because we always get like a little set, right? Like almost every anniversary, we get like a little set. Like first anniversary, we got the OG Ginyu Force around that time period. Second anniversary, we got the Super Warriors, who are dear to my heart. I love the Super
Ultimate
Warriors.
Chaozu.
And then Ultimate Chaozu, yes. And then for on the tail end of this anniversary, we got the Apul Force. And you know, I honestly, the three that stick out or stand out the most to me are 100% has to be Apul, Robert, and Ramon. Those three go absolutely crazy. Like I was playing around with them last night, and you know, once I get them to higher stars, dude, like I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to grind up to rank 1000 only using those 3 units right there.
I'm here for
I
it.
promise you guys. Apul, Robert, and Ramon, and then I put EX Ginyu on the bench so I can get like a little bit of Zenkai buffs for Apul. Right, I do like that, and there's even a lot of situations where I just run the 2 purples. I run the 2 purples and whatever unit I think I need. Most of the time, it is going to be robbery, right? Because he does have that endurance, and or not. He has the endurance, but the thing that I love about him the most was just the fact that when robbery gets hit with a rush, or with it doesn't have to be him specifically. When anyone on your team gets hit with a rush, or your enemy just activates the rush, he reduces his sub counts by 10.
Yeah, like Rage Trunks.
Yes.
Yeah, like Rage Trunks.
Yep, but he has endurance. He has the endurance. He has that he can basically just eat rushes all day, every day. And then he also has a team heal, right? So it's just like, dude, like I really like him a lot. I've seen a lot of crazy stuff come out from Ramon. I've seen some really good stuff come out from Apul. Nabana, I feel like he's like a watered down version of robbery, right? I feel like Nabana is a little bit of a watered down version. I know he provides a lot of debuffs and stuff like that. He's a support type, but I feel like robbery fills that role better. Like just overall, they both have team hills, but I 100% want to run robbery over Nabana every single day of the week. And Orlin, I know a lot of people don't really, because he kind of fills us out, right? He's like Yamcha in a way, but way inferior. And the fact that he needs all 3 members alive to go
That's
ahead
terrible.
and get the max potential. Yeah,
like
it's pretty bad.
Yeah, his first unique is pretty much useless once one of your characters died, and after 60 counts, the other one is also gone, and he has no uniques. So he's basically your rush fodder. But
Yeah,
I
exactly.
love that they called one of those gang members straight up robbery. It's insane. And then Ramon Ortega Ortiz,
True.
the best blaster in the West or something.
Now I believe this is the first time we've seen, or I guess since Zenkai Youth Goku, that we've seen a free-to-play character get endurance. Am I right? I guess Youth Goku was the only other one I can think of.
I think
Yeah.
you're right. I think he's
Yeah.
also the
So-
first EX with the endurance too, right? Or is there another
Oh,
EX
yeah.
that has endurance?
I don't think so, unless
No,
I
he's
could be
the
tripping.
first.
I don't think so. Yeah.
Let's go.
So
It
that's
should have
definitely
been
cool
Goku.
seeing a.
It should have been Goku that had
it should
it.
not have been Goku. Please, MNs.
I don't care if he even came back at 1 HP, bro. That'd be amazing. I'll tell you.
No, but the one thing I do have to say though is that in this meta, it's like I want to see them at 14 stars and then I'll make my final verdict. But at this point, I wanted to play the 3 units on Friday. Forget it. It's either lagging or you just run into like invincible hybrids because they have 5 lives and it's not feasible. I mean, you know, when you
Yeah.
watch like Goresh's showcase, he
Yeah.
showcased all of them on Frieza Force with more support, with better units, you know, and that's probably the way it's gonna be.
hybrids in this meta. Are hybrids used that often?
I
don't
never see
that
them.
much, man.
Just
Dead times
a month
just
or
that
so?
day, just that day.
Oh, okay, yeah. You must have put on a weird day then, because I don't ever see them personally.
Yeah, I guess I'm in a weird region. And you know, Europe is
Yeah.
like it's different.
Europe's all that's those hybrid mains over there in Europe, man.
Yeah, I mean, Europe is also the place where you see that toxic Vados Topo 18 team all the time. So
Oh yeah, you love to see it. Thank you.
You
guys.
started that, Popsor.
No, I didn't. I didn't.
I swear you did.
I didn't. I actually copied it from one of my friends who actually grinded like top
okay.
5 with that team.
Because I think I actually made a video on that team, and I remember I got the idea. I was watching your stream one day. I was like, oh my gosh, this team looks crazy. I gotta try this.
So you actually started it.
Maybe.
You did.
No.
But yeah, so I'm hoping that because you need stars on the Apul Force, and I'm definitely going to try them out once I have them all at 14 stars. And probably, I'm not going to put Zenkai Ginyu on the bench, but probably Guldo for the HP buffs.
Makes sense.
I mean, it's like,
Bro,
you know.
think about how many units we got, man, in the
Yep.
anniversary. Holy crap!
Yeah.
Like in the last 2 months, just free to play
Yeah.
or summon. Like it's insane. All the Gokus and stuff. 17 new banner units. Like, good lord.
Do we really count the Gokus though?
I mean, I do count them. I mean, 2 of them are decent, right? Because they're God Key. That's it.
Yeah, the
Like,
God
2 of
Key
them are
ones
decent.
aren't horrible. They're not horrible. I'll say that.
It's just so
not
sad.
At
amazing
least
either.
they're
Yeah.
usable. Like you just have to
You guys
have
don't
really
like
high
Super Saiyan
stars.
3?
It's just so sad you can't play them together, man.
He's not as good as Super Saiyan 2, that's for sure. Super Saiyan 2 is the best one on the. He's the GOAT for sure, no doubt.
He's the goatee.
Yeah, those no Bardock buffs with the weird team, like the color. Yeah, he's great.
Totally works. Nah, but Brad, did you get the Apul Force? And you play them? Or
I'm actually doing it right now. I haven't used them, no. Because I had them all at like 3 stars, and I was actually grinding their friendship the last couple days. Just letting them run that one stage over and over and over again versus Super Saiyan 3 Goku.
okay,
I
so
got
I
him
have
like friendship level 4, like so. I've been
yeah.
doing
You just
the work,
need
but
you just need 3. Like what I do is, let's fight. Because if you play Let's Fight all 3 stages with one character, you'll be like just one little blip short of level 3, which you need for the missions. And then you just play like a couple of stages. I usually just play them with the friendship
yeah.
equips on, and then that works out fine. Like
Yeah, it depends on your friendship equipment.
yeah, because I have full.
yeah, but I
have
gotta get
full Z+.
Ginyu still because I didn't do him yet, so that's why
yeah.
like I still have to work on him and all of them, and it's like I also want to do other units in case they come out in the future. Like, although I have
That's
no
fair.
idea how to predict who's coming. Like, every time I've predicted who's coming, I'm wrong. So I grind up like 6 units of friendship over like a month and a half or whatever, and then they're like, "Here's this unit," and I'm like, "Oh yeah, it's."
Where did he come from,
Bro, it is like impossible to predict with
Yeah,
Legends. Dude,
it's
if you
like-
would have asked me before 3rd anniversary what units are coming, there's no way I would have guessed all these units that came out. Like,
Yeah, I know.
Also,
no, literally,
like we
yeah.
went from
Go ahead.
I was just saying we went from Zamasu to then we went to sagas from the movies to Gokua and the BoJack movie, and then we bounced back to a different movie. It's just like, dude, it's just they're all over the place with the units they're releasing right now.
Okay, but
I mean, it's a good thing. It does keep it feeling fresh. I'll give it that.
Yeah,
But couldn't you
I'll
have
admit
guessed
that
it
for sure.
Couldn't you have guessed it when they said that character is finally playable? I mean, that was obviously a hint to Ramon.
True.
did-
Honestly, too.
Yeah.
Speaking of Ginyu and like the Apul Force and stuff like that, make sure if you guys are going to be challenging the challenge battle tomorrow, you guys do need Zenkai 3 Captain Ginyu to actually even attempt it. So that's something to keep in mind.
Easy.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't even know that. Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
And if you want to save your energy, do what Noctis said. Do it on the daily stages and just do it later.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
I mean, you're probably not going to be playing the Apul Force 24/7 like Azdeek will be, but
Yes.
yeah, I don't think so.
Join me, Noctis. I know you
There's
want
not
to.
very many people out there like
No.
just who cannot wait. They're like, please, just unlock it, please.
Yeah, they're sitting there like 10 minutes before a reset, like they're camping in front of their phone.
I'm like, oh
Like
my
the newest,
god,
the
just come
latest,
on, man.
yeah, the latest sneaker drop is
coffee
dropping or
there.
something.
That's literally me.
You're camping for sneakers?
Yeah.
Damn.
More so like GPUs, but yes, in this case, we are right here camping.
I wouldn't mind one, but not for the prices.
True.
I guess
okay.
I've done more than I thought. I just got a pool to 7 stars.
What?
stars.
Wow. Wait, what?
6
I was
stars.
about to say.
Six is, I think, what you can get him to.
No, yeah, I broke the game. My bad. Yeah, no,
Sorry. But hey, we have
They
Jonas in
changed.
chat. He is so hyped. He is so hyped.
Same. Me
I
I mean,
too.
dude, honestly, we're all goofing on this, but this is cool. This is like,
Yeah, I
this
enjoy
is
it.
what we want is fun stuff like this. Like, just we always ask for stupid characters. I had people on my Facebook group. I don't even go on that group that much because it's Facebook. But But every time I went on there, people would be like, I cannot believe they're doing this. Where are the hype units? And it's like, shut up. You just had 4 LFs.
Yeah.
Like, this is fun.
Do you want another one?
want
Christ,
more.
like,
Another LF.
They could be like, hey, you want another one? Here you go. Enjoy.
no, literally, yeah. No, all these people are like, well, where's the hype stuff? But that's the LFs. And then they're going to give us that LF, and people are like, oh my God, this is 5 LFs. And it's like, what do you want? What do you want here, man?
Yeah.
This is fun, and they're kind of going to be viable at 14 stars, or at least fun to use. You're not going to use them that much, let's be realistic.
They're gonna be
They make your box
game-breaking.
look good.
It's true.
I mean, Ginyu
think
Force was, dude, when Ginyu Force came out, they were. If you had
6
them
stars, they wrecked.
they were like literally the top 3 team.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh my god.
Oh yeah,
can't wait.
easy.
I had so much fun with
yeah,
them.
they were ridiculous.
Like you could eat a Rising Rush with Raccoon, no problem.
Oh
But
yeah,
they couldn't
hands
do that
down.
with these characters, right? They couldn't do that with these characters. It was like they couldn't make them that good because it's besides Ramon, he could have gotten it. Sorry about that, Palm. But
Yeah.
besides him,
Ramon. But the thing is that back when Ginyu Force was released, they didn't have Zenkais, you know. So I think that's also something you need to factor in there. As
yeah, of course, it was a different game. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It was a completely different game. Like it was played differently. The whole everything functioned different, right? Like you could just Rising Rush and it didn't go back to neutral and whatever else, right?
Yep.
Oh god, I remember those days where it didn't even go back to
Oh
neutral.
yeah, you got that combo. Oh jeez.
Man,
I'm glad-
the game has come a long way since then.
I'm
I'll
glad
say
they
that.
changed
Oh,
I'll
it
say
has,
that.
yeah.
For sure. So yeah, that's the Apul Force. Let us know in the chat and in the comments on YouTube what you like about them and what you were expecting. And the next thing, and I think that I chose the person for this topic just right, is we got the raid back. We got the return of Hoi Poi coins, and I know the boy Noctis is notorious for grinding those raids. So how do you like this one?
It's probably the most terrible one ever, in my book at least.
It is.
This was the one I played the least. I'm not even getting all the recommended stuff. I'm straight up. This is the first time I'll miss out on some stuff. Because just no. Like barely anyone summoned for Frieza. I didn't summon either, so I can't find any like Frieza partners, and if I do, they wanna
Yeah.
LF the bot
Oh, God.
and they wanna do some shenanigans, then they DC and no. And since you get the bonus drop only with the Frieza, that's such a huge scam. They really want to summon,
Dude,
like
yeah.
they really want you to summon on the banner. So you grind the raid, get the bonus drop, also get the Hoi Poi to get the mission 1k CC. They are getting out of place for you to summon on the banner. That's my opinion. They really want to summon, like they want you to summon straight up. And they don't care about it, man. It's like, oh, you want to get the Hoi Poi 1k CC? Get Frieza, play the raid now, and you have a much easier time and will need to spend less energy on the Apul Force event. So you have a way easier time to get those. You have a way easier time to get the exchange shop stuff. I'm not a fan. But like at least with the last raid, right? We had like what? Even the EX units, I think, got like the bonus medal, didn't they? Or only the Sparkings?
Yeah, it was, I think-
But it wasn't just one LF unit that got them. And it wasn't like a really niche banner. Like the Bojack banner was really good for like, what, 3-4 tags or so? And this Frieza banner is like, either you have the low units or the Frieza Force units, or you don't, or basically don't care. And
Yeah.
you need to pull the one LF unit.
Yeah, and I mean, even if they
don't know.
added the Extreme Namek Goku to it, that would be ass scammy because, like, let's face it, he has a
They
lower
would
drop
also be
rate,
horrible.
and
Yeah.
man, like they could have.
They should have done like, I don't know, some other Frieza that also gets the drop, like purple LF Frieza, when we also
The
have
yellow
the banner,
endurance
right?
Frieza, bro. Like,
Oh,
Yeah.
the that
old school
one. He's
one,
like the
like-
same
Yeah.
skin.
I think what would have been a really good move would have been the Extreme Blue Frieza, the one we saw in the showcase earlier, the free one.
yeah.
You know, because everybody has them,
He's also one of the
and
best
he's
ones.
like,
to
I think he's like the
raid with.
third best unit in my opinion. So I think the best unit is obviously the Yellow Frieza because
In the
he gets
whole game?
No. Yes.
For the raid. For the raid.
Of course, Brad. Of course. No, but
For the whole game, yes. dude.
honestly, I think the second best unit in the entire game for the raid is the Red Movies Frieza because his green card basically gives him like the
Yeah.
kind of the Dragon Ball rate that the other Frieza has, so he can keep up
True.
with collecting the Dragon Balls and getting the rush almost guaranteed before the shield comes back up. And I want to say it
Yep.
again,
In my
everybody:
opinion-
do not blue card the shield. it pisses me off because people take the time away to farm the Dragon Balls before the shield comes back up, and then you need to wait another shield before you can Rising Rush. And it's just, for the raid, it doesn't make sense. Don't do it.
It's too long,
opinion,
bro.
yeah.
Like, should not take me 4 minutes to do each one of these raids. Like, that's ridiculous if I don't have that Frieza, the new one.
That's
I
crazy.
even went in like
Yeah, if
12K. I even went in like 12K, and I got to use that blue extreme
boy.
Frieza. And if I get a terrible match, like say I get somebody who just
Yep.
isn't really caring or whatever, it takes like 4 minutes. I recorded a video last night, just basically just talking crap on it, and I got 2 raids done in 10 minutes. And it's like, bro,
Yep.
that is like, no, I'm not
Terrible.
doing that. Like,
That's awful.
I'm only doing it for Goku and the CC, and you can get away from me. Like, that's it. Like, that's the only reason I'm doing this.
Exactly.
But that's terrible.
And that's the
Exactly.
problem because it takes so without the LF Frieza, like basically the only boost unit besides I know like Frieza Force and a couple other smaller boost units, but without LF Frieza, it takes so long to finish this raid, and then by the time you're done with like one raid, you go to look at the rewards and it's like 1 battle coin, 1 hoi poi, and you got to get to 400 hoi poi to get the 1000 CC. So
Yeah, like, what? Like,
what I did is I grinded the raid for a little bit. I got some hoi poi from it, and then I eventually just went and spent like 400 or 500 energy on the sizzling summer boot camp, and that's how I got my 400 hoi poi.
Yeah, in the
Because
end, you're gonna get that.
at first I wasn't aware of that, but yeah, you can just spend energy on the boot camp
But
event.
I think I would
and
wait.
then you'll get hoi poi from
To
it.
be honest, I think I would wait with
how
that.
much did you get from that? I did like 80, and I got like 5 hoi poi from it. I did like 80 energy.
You get like. I think you get like 10. I think you get like 10 hoi poi per like 50 energy or something like
From
that.
missions.
I can't
Is
remember
it?
the exact amount. Yeah, it's something like there's missions
Oh,
for
the
it. So
missions.
yeah, not the actual drop rate. You get the drop rate. So whatever drops is like almost a bonus, and then you go back to your missions and you get a bunch extra. So I was able to get my 1000 CC pretty fast that way, but. Yeah, if you're gonna farm the raid the entire time for that hoi poi for the 1000 CC, it's gonna be miserable without LF Frieza.
Yep.
Terrible.
I mean,
That's what I'm
I
currently
And
doing
also
right now.
remember, I wanted to quickly add the adventure missions give you 80 hoi poi, and those should refresh in a day or two. And I'm assuming that we get another 80 hoi poi with the next adventure missions, but I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah, and then one thing I would
So-
like to add, which Lucy just also pointed out in the chat, is tomorrow they will release that final battle for the frogs, right? For the Apul Force. And I'm assuming the stage where you can farm the Z power will also drop hoi poi. So I wouldn't go crazy before that because you're gonna farm them
Are
anyways.
they frogs?
Whatever.
Is everybody's gonna pass that one? Are they frogs?
I don't know, frogs with dildo heads or something.
The most important question. Hold on. Are these frogs?
Yeah. No, but seriously though.
I'm sitting here thinking, like, is nobody gonna mention this? Like,
No, but seriously,
There.
wait until this battle drops. See if this drops hoi pois, and it probably will. And then you're gonna spend your energy anyways to get the Z power from them, and then you'll
That's
get
a good idea.
hoi poi as a side effect. So, if you want them free to play units to red 7, you're gonna get the hoi pois anyways.
Yeah, that's a really good idea. I kind of wish I actually did that, but oh well. Yeah, that's a good idea.
If they are not scummy, right?
Yeah, that could happen. We don't know.
Now, is it just going to be one stage where you get Z power for all of the frog units, or what?
That's a good question. I do not know.
Like, because when I look at the event, I only see one unlocked stage, so I'm wondering if it's just going to be like a one-stop shop. You can farm this one stage and you get like
Probably
Z power
not,
for
no.
everybody, or they might want you to do them individually. I'm not sure. Oh, Lucy
Lucy's
says
saying
5 stages. Okay.
That sucks.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of okay as well because then imagine you just don't drop that one unit that you still need and you just drop the other ones the entire time.
Yeah.
But I think it would be cooler if you could farm all of them simultaneously just because we're already so low on energy. I hope they are dropping in a decent rate. I don't know if
Yeah.
they're going to
Have
have
fun,
boost
fun.
units. Like if the Apul Force would
Swift
boost.
already said their missions, right? And the last mission is spend 1,000 energy total on the event. On that one thingy where you can farm the froggies.
Okay.
So have fun.
But I mean-
hope you have your 1k energy ready.
Yeah, but the thing is also if you want, if the Zenkai extreme units are any indication, then you already need more than 1,000 energy just to Zenkai 7 them. So if I spend 1,000 energy and I
Like
get all of them,
1,500.
yeah, and if I spend 1,000 energy and get all of them to red 7, I'm okay with that. Honestly, because also you get a ton of energy back from using the hoi poi coins as well, right? Like every
I mean, who knows if you will, right?
well, no, what I mean is
don't
there
know yet.
are missions missions for using the hoi poi coins, like use 50, use 100, use 150, blah blah blah, and you get I think like 10.
Oh, yeah, you do get energy from
you
that.
get 100 energy from some of those.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
know what you're talking
the
about.
600 thingy.
Yeah, yeah.
When you spend 600,
Exactly.
get 100 energy. Yeah.
So I'm gonna count them real quick. You get like 10, 20, 30, 60, 70, 170, 200, 330, 360, 460. I think it was like 500 because I already did the first 10 or something. So you get 500 energy in total for using 600 hoi pois. You know, so you get half of that back if that's, you know, what it takes. I think that's
How
okay.
about you spend like $90 and get 700, huh?
Let's go.
Good deal, right?
Easy peasy. Yeah, but yeah, it's unfortunate because I didn't even notice how bad the raid was because I have that Frieza. So I'm one of the few lucky people. And I also read on Twitter that people say like if you don't have that Frieza, you're guaranteed to not kill with the perfect double rush pretty much. And that sucks.
Ah, that's not
100%.
true.
It's not
I
true?
mean, I haven't been able to
Nah.
kill him. I haven't been able to kill him one time like that personally. I mean, I get a bunch of like doo-doo matches, right? They're like 150 ability bonus, and it's like,
Disband.
yeah, whatever. Let's
Yeah,
go.
you can't do it
I've
like
disbanded, like, I've disbanded like 9 times. Let's just play the freaking match. Like, all right, I'm in. Like,
Right.
If you don't
turns
have the...
into.
If you're playing without the LF, like both of you, you have to be pretty min-maxed. Like, I don't know, 14-star Red Frieza and obviously 14-star EX Frieza, and then it can work out. You can
Yeah.
barely kill with a perfect.
I will say that
you
Red
can
Movies
kill.
Frieza does pretty good. Like Pomsor said, you can farm the Dragon Balls with the green card. I mean, his damage is actually pretty good as well. Obviously, he's not the main boost unit, but I would say overall that Red Movies Frieza is a good unit in general, just in PvP. So you bring him into something like this, he's going to be doing some good damage anyways.
Yeah, he puts the work in. I mean, he's not
yeah.
that bad. It's just people just don't know how to put equips on or like team members on them.
Or a bench.
Yeah.
Or soul
It's
boost.
really complex 3 years in. I get it, but like it used to kind of be like, maybe you're new, whatever. At this point, but it's 3 years in. Like
Just don't.
it takes you 5 minutes. Just do it. It actually takes you like 8
Dude,
seconds.
you
to
click auto.
Like just do it.
That's it.
Just do it. Like
You click
My
click
God,
auto and it's probably better than what you did before with your 56%.
yeah. Oh, 100%. Yeah.
No,
A million times
56%.
over. That's when
Suddenly
people
they have
like.
friendship equips on.
That's when people are like, well, I know. They're like, well, I want to flaunt my Z pluses, bro.
Yeah,
Like, I know.
that's what I'm going to do. Once I have them all, I need one more.
Same.
Honestly, you can bait with those for sure. Like with the Z plus, because you can get a bunch of those Z pluses. Go with a team, bring like this a pool squad, all the 3 that are like not that Frieza's color, and then smack all those Z plus friendships on Frieza, and then just bring the pool squad. And they think you're gonna bring a yellow, and you don't.
Yeah, but they will see the ability
Big
bonus, I
brain.
guess, but that's it. If they look.
That's true, but who's looking at that? Like
Sometimes.
maybe if you're in top 1,000, don't do that. Fine, Azdeek, whenever you grind them up, don't do that. But still, like.
But do it.
But if you're in like the top 10K, people ain't looking that much. Like unless you're playing a YouTuber or something.
Fair. All right, I think that covered pretty much the raid. But we have one more topic. Swift, you brought it up. You wanted to talk a little bit about the state of the meta after the anniversary. And with that, I'll leave the floor to you.
Yeah, absolutely. I just thought this would be a cool topic to kind of discuss, what teams everybody's seeing. If you're playing PvP, what teams are you seeing? What teams is everybody using personally? And then just like overall, what we think, the better teams in the meta are right now. So I'll go ahead and start off. Me personally, I've been alternating between God Key and Super Saiyans. The Super Saiyan team I'm using is basically like Revival Super Saiyans with Bardock and the Future Gohan and Revival Gohan. So I alternate between that team and God Key. But mostly in the meta right now, I'm seeing, mostly hybrids, occasional regen, a lot of Saiyan and Sun family teams. I will say right now the meta is surprisingly diverse. There is a lot of hybrid Saiyans, obviously. Everybody's taking advantage of the Revival Gohan and the Future Gohan just because those 2 units together are just such a nasty combo. The enemy just basically can never Rising Rush. So I know a lot of people are taking advantage of that, but I'd say overall the meta is still pretty diverse. I'm seeing a lot of different teams. Even in the higher ranks, like I said, I still see regen androids Saiyan, Sun Family, all these different teams. So I do like to see a diverse meta. If I had to pick, me personally, if I had to pick like the best teams right now, probably hybrids, Saiyans, and I mean, if you have a stacked God Key team, I will even say God Key is up there. Because, obviously God Key finally got a red unit, and if you have Clapku, you have that revival. So God Key could probably be up there as long as you have a stacked team, but overall probably hybrids, Saiyans, and Sun Family
Versus hybrids
are
now.
at the top right now. yeah, exactly.
It's like the same team. Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's basically what I've been seeing. Overall, like I said, having a lot of fun with that Super Saiyan team. I love, playing with I do really like the new Revival Gohan. I know there's some mixed feelings about him in the community, but overall, I think he's a fun character. Obviously very, very good. He's just immediately Z tier right out the gate. But yeah, overall, that's really what I've been seeing. I know if you guys have been playing PvP, what have you guys been seeing?
Hybrids.
Hybrids.
The
Yeah,
end.
a lot of hybrids.
Exactly that.
And more
Exactly.
hybrids.
Like honestly, in a way, I think that this meta is worse than the second anniversary. I made a tweet on Friday. I wanted to, just for fun, I wanted to play the Apul squad that we got so far, which was Apul, Ramon, and Orlan, the Polish gas station. And never mind, like it was either lagging or it was hybrids that rising rushed you, or both. Where I'm always feeling like, dude, you have 5 lives. Do you really need to rising rush a full extreme team? I get it. You want to finish the match to, gain your points, but it's so annoying. I'm so bored of it too.
Yeah.
And it's like, 5 lives, and then if both of you are running the same team, which is like Gohan, then I mean, it takes forever.
Yeah. And it's tough because you just can't rush. It's like I'll admit like I said, I alternate between these two teams. And when I play with God Key, even though I have a revival unit because I have Clapku on my team, I still feel like I'm at a disadvantage not using the Revival Gohan and Future Gohan combo, especially in the higher ranks. Because when I jump into PvP, I'd say the majority of the matches have Revival Gohan and Future Gohan. So when I use any other team, whether it's, God Key or I'm trying out, Future or whatever other team I'm trying to play with, I almost feel like I'm immediately at a disadvantage not using the Gohan combo. What do you guys think about that? I mean, I see what you're saying, Pomzor, about comparing to second anniversary. And I mean, at the end of the day, I still think the meta's more diverse right now than it was back then. Like back then, it was just constant Vegito Blue. And then if you were obviously one of the unlucky people that couldn't pull Vegito Blue, it was just miserable. But overall, I mean, I see what you're saying. This meta can be a little bit aggravating, especially if you're not having that, that double Gohan combo on your team. But yeah, like I said, I know me personally, I feel like I'm at a disadvantage when I don't use them.
Which sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you,
No,
Noctis?
I completely
sorry, go ahead.
agree. Oh, I was just going to say that. I completely agree. I honestly, I know ZVG's in the chat. He's all riled up right there, but I agree. I think this is worse than second anniversary, dude. My matches take so long. Like, literally, when I'm recording, like, a showcase or something like that, I usually just go 3 matches in, get out, and that's my video right there. Usually around, like, 12, 15 minutes.
Now it's 25.
But now they're going to, like, 25 minutes long because of these stupid hybrids, bro. Like, I can't keep doing it. I can't keep. It's just so annoying.
Azdeek,
and I have to run hybrids myself.
Azdeek, that's the only win we're getting. We're getting to hear your voice for twice the amount of time. That's great.
Oh my god, man. I can't. Like I run out. I literally run out of breath. Like there's videos where I'm just like I start coughing because I'm like like I'm like trying to like just breathe. At least in second anniversary, dude, Vegito Blue just like he just snipes me, right? Like he just does. Yes, he's gonna use all his cards on me and stuff like that. But I die quick. I'm gonna be honest. Like I die pretty quickly. Like maybe not for you guys. Like I have pretty low stars. I die pretty quickly. Okay. I have to like I don't know. With it's so painful for this day and age for where I'm just like holding on to my rush for literally 100 timer counts. 100 timer counts. I'm holding on to a rush because I'm like, dude. And then at that point, I'm already regretting it because I'm like, should I have just thrown it out? I would have probably been close to the second one by now. And so it's just pretty rough.
Yeah, dude, I just pop it. I'm like, whatever. I was fighting a Goku Black and he had like 8 HP, and I was like, I'm just gonna use it. I don't care. Like, I don't give a crap. Like, give me the rush. It's fine.
True.
Yeah, at one point you're just like,
So yeah,
okay,
my opinion,
right.
it's also a little bit worse than second anniversary because I like playing Godkey, but if I face hybrids, like a decent hybrid team, not like a low star team, like 6-star plus, I have to play perfectly and never lose priority. If I lose priority once, I lose a unit. But if I get priority 10 times, they are still all alive. And they only needed one time priority to kill a unit for me. And then Godkey falls apart. And boom, I lose the game because I lost priority one time, even though I had it like 10 times in a row before. Because I couldn't keep it up. Or didn't have my switch up to get the vanish back. And they get priority. And boom.
What do you guys think
they are
movies
in
sits in the
advantage.
meta? How do you guys feel about
Oh,
movies?
very good. Very good.
They're probably
As a
the,
whole, like
yeah.
not just like Gohan included, like
No,
but as a
Gokua.
whole.
No,
Goku.
as long as you have Gokua, Revival Gohan, and like maybe Bojack, or if you have like Gogeta
I'm
Blue at higher
torn
stars,
on
I
Bojack,
mean,
dude, because I use him in almost every match now, and I'm so torn on him because I don't really like him that much, to be honest. Like he doesn't do anything besides his transformation, and he can't even kill with his like ult, right? With his transformation, it's cool to get rid of their advantage and stuff like that, but I don't know. I'm torn on him. I don't.
Yeah.
I think if he was something different, like you could even rock Super Gogeta. In my opinion, he's decent there. But if he was something different, movies would be like a top 5 team. If Bojack was like either a different color or something like that. I don't know. I think red was the wrong choice for him. I think Trunks should have been red person. He should have been green because Gohan bodies him, right? If we're doing it based on that.
yeah,
but-
I mean, there is an argument right now. Well, it's not really an argument, but it's more of just like opinion, I guess. Like, you know, who's better, Bojack or the Red movies Frieza? And I think overall, probably Bojack does like, I guess, more damage
Oh,
after
I would say he's
transformation.
probably
But
better,
that
yeah.
Frieza
Yeah, I'd
is
say he's better.
that Frieza
Yeah,
can
he's
be pretty
better, yeah.
annoying though.
I love that for you.
I'm not saying Bojack's bad by any means, and with I have a 7-star, and with Goku I can just smack like Zangia on the bench, and then have 2 Zenkai buffers, and that's a pretty good team. No doubt is he bad. I just think that the team would be like top tier if Bojack was slightly better. You know what I mean? Just something.
What is he missing for you?
Like maybe draw a card off that. It's really like after you transform, he just does nothing else. Like his he doesn't draw a super on like his main ability, his second main ability. He doesn't like draw a green card off it. He's just like, hey, I got a little stronger. Like I hit you harder. And it's like, okay, cool. Like, is that it?
Yeah.
like,
I wish he got card draw speed without someone having to be dead.
Dude, I was just
Yeah.
about to say that. Because the only
That'd be
way he
way
gets that
better.
card draw speed is if you have like 1 or 2 allies dead, I believe.
Okay, that's a bit
Yeah.
meh. That's
he
like
just built
Also, the
around
weird
his
thing is-
ultimate, and then his ultimate can't kill, and it's like, okay.
Yeah.
yeah, but that would be a bit
And
early
then
after
you
10
even
counts.
decide, do you throw away the transformation and rise? Or do you do the awakened art, right?
I mean, it depends on what you're doing, right? Like if you got FSK
Exactly.
Gohan on the field or something, you bet your ass like I'm taking him out. Like if I'm able to do
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, but the
I don't
thing
care
is,
about my transformation at that point.
the thing is
like-
that most of the time, like that means you would hold your transformation for quite a long time because he gets it after 10 counts, in which you hopefully don't have a rush yet, right?
yeah, I don't know, man.
Some
I don't
people
know,
just
you
do.
definitely can. Yeah, dude, especially with Goku, it happens, man. If you can get out to Gokua and you're able to swap around enough and everything, pop your main ability, that's 4 brand new cards that can have those Dragon Balls on there. That's by 15 counts in, of course. But still, like if you saved your Bojack for that point, like that's definitely his utility is that taking your vanish, like for sure. And then you just decide what you want to do, but after you decide to use it, you may as well just sack him off to a rush, at least in my opinion. Like he feels a little useless after that happens, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
What I think would have been cool on him is some type of like cover save, not like nothing nearly as what the purple Bojack is. I don't want the purple Bojack cover change, but if they just gave him like a simple like melee cover change, you know, only activates 2 times, or maybe for blast card only activates 2 times, something like that. I think that could have helped
yeah,
him out a little
something.
bit more.
Yeah, something. Maybe only after you transform you have that cover change. Fine.
Yeah.
Just to give me something to work with. Because his green card is good, but he doesn't like draw a card with it like the green cool or anything like that. His main ability just buffs him up a little bit, and he still doesn't hit very hard, to be honest. Like, I don't know about you guys at least. I have a 7-star, almost 8, and he doesn't even hit very hard. And it's like, all right, bro, like you're getting buffed by a lot of people right now, and he just feels kind of mid. I don't know. Goku holds the team now. I'll tell you what though. Like, he actually holds it.
Oh, yeah.
He actually. I
Goku is
like.
goated.
I literally will prioritize Goku over Gohan, even if I'm facing like a green unit. If I still know I have my main ability with my just draw super, I'll actually just sack off Gohan and I'm like, peace out, bro. Like, I'll handle this Vados. It's like, literally.
It's because, well, Goku is honestly a very good last stand unit because he's got that
perfect.
Vanish Restoration. He's like, he can get Vanish back on his green card, and then he also has Vanish Restoration built into his kit as well. I think he gets like 70% back on his green card, and then he has like 50% restoration built into his kit.
Yeah,
so
he's
he
stupid,
is
dude,
actually
yeah.
a really good last man standing.
He should.
Either
He
way,
should
we
have
can
been
move
the
on from
Sparking.
movies. I think we talked long enough about it. But he actually should have been, but at the same time, I like that he's an EX. I think it's interesting. It's just not for the pull rate. Like, I saw some guys show me that he had a 9-star Gohan, and he's like, I finally got Goku, and it's like, oh my god, like.
Yeah. For me, it was the
Dude, I still haven't pulled Goku.
Jesus
Oof.
Yeah.
Rip.
and pepperoni. Yeah, but like honestly, for me, it's too much hybrids. Like, but it feels like what it feels like is that they might be setting up to actually sell us a unit that nullifies revival or something soon. Just to
Should've been Gogeta form.
just to save that problem in a way, you know, because that's what we were talking
Super
about.
Vegito Zenkai,
I don't
something like that. I feel like could do it.
this or actually
Just
a new
Zenkai
LF,
Gogeta form.
you know, because
Like I don't
Well, yeah,
think
they want
will
to sell you
straight
something
up,
new. Yeah.
I don't think they will straight up kill the revival unit before revival, but they get like a huge ton of buffs. Like
Yeah.
better than SJ4 Gogeta. But like other buffs, like permanent
Or maybe-
buffs, like I don't know, permanent card draw, permanent damage when they do it.
Yeah.
But I don't see them straight up killing off the unit without showing the revival, right?
or maybe
you
they
know
could
what?
just say, okay, you come back with
Maybe
half
later.
the HP you would have come back with, like so 35% instead
Or like
of
yeah,
70,
lose HP
something
for
like that,
yeah.
you know?
Lose max
Yeah,
HP or
I can see
something,
that.
yeah.
Actually, I saw a really cool concept floating around that maybe there's a unit that comes out and he gets a main ability, and instead of just simply like nullifying the revival, and just on the main ability, he forces the revival out. Like he doesn't have to get rid of that first life, but he'll just force the revival out.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah, that's interesting. I'd have to really see it in action, but yeah, that's definitely an interesting concept for
I
sure.
think it
That's
would
how
be-
they sell it back to you, right?
Yeah.
Like they give you this, you get the revival, and you get the unit that nullifies it, quote unquote, and then you get the unit that's immune to that nullification. Like it's like
Yeah, and then you get the
Yeah.
unit that, and then you get
It's a
get a
cycle,
Zenkai
yeah.
that removes the immunity to buffs, like you know, Super 17.
yeah, no, literally. It sounds like we're joking, but that's literally what they do. Like,
Yeah, but I think that
Yeah.
if it would force out the transformation, that would be really cool for the Gohan, because then you could make him miss the team heal. But it would also be kind of bad for Cell because I mean, okay, not really, because you still like you have one more Rising Rush target now. But that Cell is trash before he transforms, so it's like okay, he's useless.
what they're gonna do is they're gonna give it to LF Goten when he gets his
Yes.
Zenkai, and then he's gonna fit on hybrids. That's what they're gonna
Yeah,
do.
sounds legit.
Like,
And then he also will Zenkai buff like Sunfam or hybrids or something. So
yeah, exactly. Then you can buff that other Gohan,
So-
and you're like, oh, they're bringing Gohan. I'm gonna bring Goten. This
you know
match.
what's the
Like,
worst? It doesn't matter which of the tags that he's on he buffs, because the purple Gohan is always gonna get that buff from Goten, because Goten is movies, Goten is hybrids, Goten is Sunfam. So yay. Unless
Yeah.
he buffs kids. I don't know if that Gohan still
should've-
counts as a
He
kid.
should
But
have never been purple. Like,
Imagine-
should have never been purple.
imagine they're like, yeah, buffs
God.
Zenkai buffs purple kids.
We need a
Hey, I'm-
fully
I'm-
built kid squad.
I'm actually, I wouldn't even be that shocked, to be honest. Like, what's better, purple kids or purple sun family? Like,
Kids.
I'll take purple kids.
Oh, purple kids for sure, for sure.
Like,
All right. So
Oh, God.
any closing remarks from anyone before we go into a quick break before the questions?
I did want to say, well, real quick. So like, I saw, so Itachi in chat says, I very much doubt that they will ever release a unit that nullifies revival. And I agree. Like, I don't think they're going to like 100% nullify revival, but like, do you guys remember looking back when third anniversary very first started, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta came out, and we were all kind of looking at that ability where he gains the Dragon Balls if he triggers a revival. Like, why did they give him this? And obviously looking back, it was forecasting the release of Revival Gohan. We didn't know it at the time, but they were giving him, something to somewhat counter Revival. And I didn't really understand it initially, but, after Gohan came out, it made more sense. And I do think we will continue to see like other things similar to that. Kind of like what we were talking about, like Pomzor said, maybe there's a unit that comes out and the revival unit comes back with like 50% health than what they would have came back with, or, different stuff like that. So I do think we probably will see those type of buffs for probably upcoming characters probably soon, especially if they continue to release revival units.
Yeah, I don't think in
I
any
think-
way they're gonna nullify it. That's why I did quote unquote, because holy crap, I just got 200 skip tickets in one hoi poi. All right.
You can see
Jesus
Brad is with us
Christ,
100%.
I got 150 and 50 all in one. Anyways.
That's really good.
That was ridiculous. Too bad I have like 5,000. But anyway, so no, I don't think they're ever gonna full on nullify it. There's no way they're gonna do that. But they're definitely gonna give you some kind of think about when Sin came out. Nobody would have thought that they were gonna do like Rising Rush would then give you a buff. You know what I mean? It was like, what the heck? And that's a straight up game mechanic, and now Revival's at that point. So it could be something along the lines of heck, you even draw 2 Dragon Balls when they revive. Something like that. That could be pretty, or you get 2 Dragon Balls. That could be pretty good. Something like that. You get a super. You get they lose their Vanish or something like that. They come back without their Vanish. Something like that, There's things that they could do a lot of different ways. It's just...
True.
Yeah, they're not going to make it game breaking because they still want to sell the thing to you. We don't have that many Revival units. It's a little too fresh. It's not going to happen for a year or something if they do it, right? But that's my final point.
Fair enough. And with that, we will go into a quick break. We'll be back in 3 minutes. So do what you got to do. Prepare your questions for chat. And as always, donations take precedence, but we will take questions from chat nonetheless. And with that said, we'll be right back. All right, we are back. And we are back with the Frieza Force Minion Company meeting, as the Hal just posted in chat. And with that said, don't forget, post your questions in chat. Bits and subs take priority. And I will hand over the MC to Swift. Take it away.
Yeah, absolutely. Right off the bat, I already see a decent question here from Polarizer. And it's a good question because, as you guys know, maybe some of you don't know, but we do these fan-made videos where, we release some type of fan-made kit. You guys send us kits and we review it. He asked, would you guys consider a new segment where you review fan-made characters in general? And I think that's a good question. That's something, if we ever have a week in Legends where it's just a dry week, that's something we probably maybe could do. But, we already do the fan-made videos as well. So what do you guys think about that?
All right, so first of all, for all our viewers on YouTube who don't see Twitch chat right now, the question is, would you guys consider a new segment where you review fan-made characters in general? I have an idea for a great Android 20 that might put androids back at the tippy top and complete their color wheel. And I mean, we're doing that for sure. Most of the times we're doing it when either we have some idea that a character might be coming, or a Zenkai. But yeah, we could do a general thing where we just do hey, whatever character you want to go with, go ahead. We could think about that for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Because, I know most of the time with the fan-made videos, we try to base it around, possible upcoming hype units or, a hype Zenkai that might come out. So that's something we could definitely discuss for the future.
All right. I guess that is probably the answer, right? Okay, don't forget, post your questions in the chat. That's
the answer. I got you, Pop. Yeah, that's the answer. Yeah.
Thanks, Brad. Yeah, so there's one question. Maybe some of you can shed some light on it. It's if my enemy has many buffs active and clicks on a blue or strike or a blast card, and after he clicks, I cancel all his buffs with the main or something. Does the attack still hit with the buffs? Do you know? Because I'm not sure actually reading this question.
I have no clue.
So basically, he's mid-flight with the strike, and you press the main and just take all the buffs away. Do those still apply to that strike card or no?
From my understanding, if you have a main ability that cancels buffs, as soon as you pop that main ability, it should deactivate all the buffs. So even if if they already activated, let's say they already activated a blue card, and then you pop that main and it cancels the buffs, he should lose the buffs before the blue card hits. I think I'm understanding that question correctly.
Yeah, I would imagine.
As soon as you pop,
it would cancel because it would pop over their head saying this, that. You would get the little red things underneath above your HP bar, and yeah, so it would cancel that damage, I would think, because it doesn't factor the damage before you use it, because like what if the attack missed or something, right? Like so, yeah, I would think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gotta be annoying. Especially like you build all your buffs, like a last man standing Gohan, and then there's like this guy who's like, nope, bye. So
Okay. A3561221 asks, what if they limit revival to only one time per match? Further revival won't trigger. So I'm assuming he's asking, like, if you have more than one revival unit. I think that's how I'm kind of
you play
understanding that,
Clapcool
right?
with Gohan, for example.
Yeah.
And let's not talk about the fact that they're probably not going to do it because you paid for that unit, but just what if? How do you?
Yeah.
Because
I think well, kind of like Pomzor said, it is kind of annoying facing these teams where it's like they have revival, endurance, and it's like you can never rising rush. So, I mean, I wouldn't be like totally against something like that, but at the same time, you know, like Pom said, these are units that, you know, especially like Revival Gohan, a lot of his like, you know, power comes from just the fact that he has that revival. So, you know, they don't want to take that away from certain units, but I can definitely understand like why they would, just because it is annoying, like facing, you know, if somebody runs like a full revival team or like revival and endurance, sometimes it's tough facing those teams. But
honestly, I
don't know.
think it would be cool though to have like a season where they have that as like a special stipulation, you know, just one season. Because then if you do play like Clapcool with the Gohan, for example, that means you have to pick your poison, which makes, you know, you have to strategize differently than the other seasons where you're just like, oh, whatever, I'm just going to throw one of them in front of the rush. But now it's like, okay, which of them do I want to revive because they come back like super strong, or, you know, which is the right one in this situation? So I think that would be a cool thing.
Bro, I just want a different season in general. We've been saying for 3 years, like, hey, that'd be cool if they did this kind of season. And they did the 1EX one, and it was like, just give us something different. Like, just something different.
Yeah.
I'd take that any day of the week, yeah, where it's like you kind of change up the rules on that kind of stuff.
Yeah, just do it in a different
would it
game
throw
mode.
that big of a wrench?
Yeah.
I don't know, because you have like Clapcool or something, you would just be like, all right, well, I'll just use Super Saiyan 3 Goku then. So I don't know if it would change the meta too much, but I don't know. It is interesting for sure. Like, it's an interesting thought. It's just, realistically, like you said, people have spent for them, so I wouldn't put too much thought into it, right, at the same time, sadly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Crowny asks, do you guys think the older Zenkais are more viable now that we kind of know that the new ones aren't going to be as OP as the older ones? And this is something that we've actually discussed internally between ourselves and 5-9, is like just the fact that a lot of these newer Zenkais aren't coming out as busted as, you know, the old ones. Like, you know, you look at Zenkai Android 18, you know, Purple Super Saiyan 3, et cetera, and you compare them to nowadays, like Blue Gogeta,
Yellow Frieza.
some of these, some of these
Red
more modern
Cooler.
Zenkais.
Yeah.
I mean,
Tallest.
I definitely understand that argument. What do you guys think?
Who is the most recent good Zenkai? Gogeta
Ginyu.
and Trunks? Or either one of those two?
Ginyu.
Yeah, okay. Who's the most recent good Zenkai?
Probably Purple
Super Saiyan 4s.
Purple Super Saiyan 4.
Yeah.
The Super Saiyan 4s.
Oh, yeah, Super
Yeah, I
Saiyan
would
4.
say so.
That's
that
pretty
would be-
recent, to be honest. Like, that's not like 6 months ago or something,
Is it
right?
like 3 or
So,
4, I think?
I-
roughly?
I think they're just picking, like, yeah, because it would have been a month before the anniversary, so give or take 3 to 4, yeah, something like that. But that's still relatively recent, so I don't think we can completely say they're going to be good or bad. I think they're testing a lot of things out, like giving out the 2K for Turles and then making him super mid. And I think they're just trying things out. Broly being okay, whatever else.
purple one?
He's good at Zenkai 7.
Yeah.
He's only good at 7, whatever else. So, I mean, I don't know if we could say at 100%. There's definitely always going to be good and bad for sure. Like, you're going to get units that come out and it's like, what the heck? Why is this dude just random? Like, remember when Green Goku Black dropped and it's like, oh, okay, so he's just the best unit. Okay, I got you. Like, out of nowhere. So we're going to get Zenkais like that too, where they all of a sudden are like, yeah, we're just going to make him stupid. Why not? You know, it's like he fits on all the perfect teams and stuff like that. So, yes and no, they lose their value to an extent to answer the question. They definitely, some of them definitely lose their value, but some of them, get better.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know, it's so fluctuating. It's hard to say one way. It's not black and white, right? It's hard to say.
I mean, I think the thing is also it depends on what teams you see most in the meta. And right now, this is definitely hybrids, and hybrids has that FSK Gohan, which is as strong as he ever was, just because his team just got so buff. But then
he's going to be good till 2025.
exactly.
But
then because he's everywhere, that means that Android 18 is in a rough spot right now. She is still amazing, but she just takes so much damage from that Gohan that I don't see androids that much. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree.
Not anymore, yeah.
But basically, to answer the question as well, I think that the older Zenkais are definitely a bit more. I think they're still relevant. Like I don't know. I wouldn't necessarily they're more viable than some of the recent ones, because like GT, they have some really good Zenkais. Like the three of them that
Super
stick out are
17.
definitely the Super 17 and the Super Saiyan 4s. But those were needed, right? I feel like it depends on the team that the Zenkais are going to be going to. Because for the team, GT really needed that overhaul, right? Like they went from being like one of the most like ignored teams, like literally dead in the dirt, like LOE, and they just became like one of the most premium teams, like in the course of like 3 months, right? Because they had so many Zenkais, they have LFs and stuff like that. Just it was so like quickly that they gave it to us. So I think like in terms of that, if there's like a tag that desperately needs the Zenkais, we might see it. But at the same time, it's hard to say that, right? Because LOE needed that too. And then we got the 2 Zenkais back to back, and
They still need more.
No, they're really good.
yeah,
No, they're really, really good, dude.
I
Like,
mean,
they're top tier.
the only
Frieza. Man.
Frieza. I have a feeling they just released that Frieza to eventually Zenkai buff the LF Frieza. I don't know.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's those kind of things. Personally, I'm fine with that. I don't mind that. Like getting a new unit. Like I only have Broly Zenkai. I like Super Saiyans, and I only have him Zenkai for Gohan. Like I only got him Zenkai 7 just for Gohan. I was like, whatever, dude. I run the freaking blue old school Broly, like the original Broly that came out in the game, just for Goku. Like, I run him just for that. So it's like, I don't mind it personally, these units that come out for that. But it's when it's a unit like this Frieza who's on a banner by himself, and it's just him. And it's like, okay, we didn't need a Zenkai buffer for just him. Like, what are you doing? Or like, give us that Frieza, like, free as Zenkai if you're going to make me summon on a banner with just one new LF. Like, we got to have a little give and take here. That's where it's like I'm not going to go in there. I don't care enough about Frieza to do that. You know what I mean? It's like you got to have top of the top line units to run LOE, and even then, you're still like a top 10 team, top 15. Like
Yeah, if that.
That's what's irritating about it to me when it's like when it feels scummy. That's when it's like, okay, well, I see what you guys were doing, but. Like, just give us that one. Maybe Turles shouldn't have been here then. Like, I don't know.
It is what it is.
Yeah,
All right,
it really
Joe
is that
asked,
big a
do
deal.
you think they will remove PV, even if it's just for one season? And me personally, I say no, just because like as annoying as Perfect Vanish is, I can't even picture this game without Perfect Vanish. Like I feel like it's one of those like necessary mechanics to just have the game run the way it does. Like I just can't imagine the game without Perfect Vanish. At the same time, it is annoying, but I think it's almost required. What do you guys think?
Yeah, you need that comeback mechanic. Like, you need to have that comeback mechanic. Like, there's times where you're down really bad, and if you come back with like 1 or 2 of those PVs, you can win the entire match. You need to have that for people who don't have like high starred units and stuff like that. Say you're facing down FSK is like a 13 star and Gohan's a 7-star, and they have a 9-star, the yellow Gohan, and you're like, cool, I want to use Apul. Like, you have to have like that comeback mechanic for people like that who aren't heavy spenders. It does suck. It's like a terrible mechanic, but yeah, it's a necessary evil for the most part, sadly. At least in my opinion.
They would have to revamp the whole animations for them to not be able to PV anymore. Like the blast animation is just too long. If you swipe too fast, boom, you get the PV. So they have to make it like a co-op where you spam like, I don't know, the 10 blasts like at once and not have like the blast like singular blast. Like that animation is just too long. I don't even think it's like a mechanic. It's just the animations are too long so you can't take advantage of it.
Yeah.
And I would say they could nerf it so that long range PV in my opinion shouldn't exist. That's just garbage. Mid range,
Yeah, on a
okay,
strike, for
whatever.
example, that's
have it
fine.
in. I don't care. But like the long range PVs, they are just
Yeah, so that's-
horrendous. Like
That's an
sometimes if
interesting
you-
But
idea.
that's kind of the chicken and egg problem as well, because long range PV is the thing that most people are fishing for, right? The thing is that if you get it, it means that at least it moves the game forward, because you get a PV, that means you're starting an attack. And that means your opponent has to react with cover change, I don't know, whatever, switching or not. And, something happens that kind of progresses the battle. But then again, the whole fishing for perfect vanish action actually stalls out the battle, so it kind of balances out. And I would actually prefer like a hybrid between Noctis and what Goresh said once. So basically, long range PV is gone. And if you don't initiate an action for more than like 3 or 5 timer counts, you actually lose key, vanish, I don't know, something.
But don't you think that people would engage more if long range PV wouldn't
Yes,
exist to begin with?
Because they wouldn't fear getting
So
perfect vanish.
you don't even
Yeah.
need the Gorish, what Gorish said, because people would actually engage. Like most games, I don't even engage because I know he's fishing for the PV, so I won't engage. I'll go mid distance, try some shenanigans. I don't know, get caught, but no, like straight up. Why should I engage when I know he's straight up fishing?
Yeah.
Like that's my issue.
That's true.
I would engage so much more if I knew he couldn't PV at long distance.
Yep.
And that's what makes it horrendous and where I don't have fun anymore. Because you go into a game, okay, boom, he's fishing. You'll stay at long range for like 30 time accounts because you don't want to engage.
Yeah. The thing is though that
And it's
sometimes
the same for the other player. He doesn't want to engage either.
Yeah,
Because-
but sometimes you also want to punish not engaging if people are fishing for like a blue card override over a blast, for example. Or Nameku players are like notorious for just floating back and just not doing anything. I want that to be punished. You know what I mean? Just like
Yeah.
lose something. I don't know,
Now
Yeah.
you have
your
like
will to
both.
live or something.
They could PV and they could have a blue card. I mean, if you face an Nameku, you probably you just don't engage long distance. You just
Yeah, dude.
don't.
Whenever you PV, you lose your entire hand. That'd be good. I'd be down for that. Like, when you PV, you lose your whole hand. You draw a green card. That'd be perfect.
Every three counts, you lose 2 cards if you don't do anything. And then you can't do
you go.
anything anymore. It just makes it worse.
We can dream, man.
Yeah. Anyways, I think that that's pretty much good final words to wrap up the podcast. For everybody who just came late or you want to rewatch it, it will premiere tomorrow, 24 hours and a little bit on from now on YouTube. That should be, was it at 4 p.m. Eastern? Brad?
No, it goes. No, it's at.
6?
Yeah, it would be
4.
at 4 p.m. Yeah,
4.
because it's 1. It's 1 my time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 4 p.m. Eastern on YouTube. As always, check out our social media presences everywhere. I'll just put the link in the chat. And Twitch Prime's not a crime. Leave a like, subscribe, all this stuff. Check out our content creators. And yeah.
And let us know who you want to be on the OnlyFans when we make it.
Exactly.
I'm thinking Nas. I think that he's gonna get the most.
Yeah, he has to.
I think he will sell like
Let us know.
bathwater and beard hair.
That would be
I
sick.
know,
Oh
dude.
god.
You joke, but I guarantee
Unwashed
somebody,
beard hair.
somebody would buy it, bro.
I also guarantee you that Nas would sell it.
I don't know why we're roasting Nas.
Yeah, he's not even here. That's so mean.
He's literally not even here to defend himself. It's fine.
All right, so that's it for now. We're gonna rate off to the boy ZVG, who's probably doing some controller action on DB Legends, best controller player out there. And we'll see you all next week. Have a good rest of your day. Have a good week, and take care. Bye, 5-9 Gamers.
Peace out.
Ladies.
Later.
Peace out.